Diddy made a lot of people mad and upset. He may be losing some of his power.
So you heard, guys, Diddy's former bodyguard Gandale is doing a big interview, and apparently the revelations he's dropping his ex-boss are going to change everything we know and suspect about the music mogul. Looks like someone found himself in a very hot seat, so get ready for a whirlwind of juicy details. Diddy has some kind of involvement, so Diddy finds himself in a rather precarious situation these days as his empire fire slowly crumbles amidst the speculations that the music mogul may go to jail. As the mastermind behind rap legend Tupac Shakur shooting in 1996, several prominent companies already ended the lucrative and long-term deals with Diddy, and it doesn't look like he's making many new ones since his influence has tumbled big times ever since there was a breakthrough in the unsolved case related to Tupac shooting. Diddy's life has turned into one big nightmare, and the recent arrest of the alleged suspect of the organization of this hit stirred more mud in the streets, making several figures who's been hiding in the shadows come forward with new, previously unheard details. Even Diddy's ex-bodyguard is dropping some hints about the police having enough evidence to arrest the music mogul for years.
Had enough information way back when.
But don't get your hopes too high, guys. It's not like the cops are knocking on Diddy's door just yet. It's more like the music mogul's past is coming back to haunt him, and boy, karma's got a funny way of catching up. We saw him climbing to the top of this food chain, but now everyone seems to throw him to the wolves. Then remember when everyone thought the talk about Diddy's involvement was just a wild rumor? Well, think again, because even his former employees are spilling the tea. Even John Deal, the man who's been Diddy's shadow for decades, dropped the bombshell that his former boss might have had his hands in a shady business related to orchestrating Tupac's shooting.
A month, and I told y'all this before they came out on the news and said.
It's been decades since Tupac left this world, and it started to look like the case was collecting dust on some forgotten shelf. But guess what? It's back in the limelight, and the details are even juicier than we've all expected. While it definitely seems to be solved, since Dwayne Davis, better known as PED, is arrested, the people who are close to this episode in the past pointing fingers at someone else. And that is, surprise, surprise, Diddy, one of the last living witnesses on this fatal incident. Knight refused to testify against Diddy, stating the police have got the wrong man. I'm not going to get on the stand and testify. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't testify, none of that stuff. At the end of the day, free Diddy. Well, while the police was gathering the evidence to tie anyone to this mysterious case, it seems like the streets have long known the answer. The involvement of the music mogul into this high-profile crime has long been the talk over the social media, thanks to Gan's newest confession. Ion, this cat is finally out of the bag, bringing a lot of mess and legal troubles into Diddy's life.
All these people messing with him. I was doing it way before that, so.
According to Gandale, a former bodyguard and buddy of Diddy, Panic might be creeping into the music mogul's world because someone who could potentially point fingers at him just got slapped with the handcuffs. The arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefy D, might be just the final thumbnail into the coffin of Diddy's freedom, so he gathers a huge team of lawyers to help get away with the whole thing. Even Tupac's family demands justice, saying that the case is not closed for them with Diddy's arrest. So why now for us this is not over? We want to know why, and if there were any accomplices. Under normal circumstances, Davis's arrest might not have raised any eyebrows. As you know, the man has been running his mouth for years. The whole saga seems to be taking quite a twisted turn, and now the police have all the chances to finish it, especially if more witnesses come to testify.
Do you feel like Puffy owe you?
Yeah, he should. I think he should look out.
Well, there are a lot of people in the industry who certainly want to see Diddy behind the bars, and even more, thousands of Tupac fans can't wait to get the closure on this incident and see everyone even remotely involved in this crime to end up in jail for taking the rap legend from us. As one person commented, "It's time justice prevailed and Diddy pays his dues," and another user added, "Diddy better hope that the FEAD don't have pictures of him and KID together." But guys, here's where the story gets with. A lot of the case's info was right under the noses of law enforcement from the start, and there were even speculations that Diddy was paying everyone to keep quiet. Apparently, somehow he missed one person in his generous round of money giveaway, and that was KD. Do you feel like Puffy owe you? Yeah, He should. I think he should look out. The game changer came in 2018 when the gang members started sharing the gruesome details of Puff hiring him to execute Tupac and Suge Knight that fateful night in Vegas. While Davis was confident in having the immunity in exchange for spilling details on this case, police, as it was later stated, let him run his mouth and hope to gather more exposing evidence. As one of the officers previously working on this case said, "You didn't just say it twice, you didn't just say it 5 times, and so now you've got this compilation of so many confessions. Now Keffy D might have just been caught." But it seems to Gene and Deal that this might be the fake arrest that the police orchestrated to catch a much bigger fish, and that's the cops have been on his trail before. And this time it might just be the final act in drama that's been unfolding for decades when Diddy will go down and Key walks a free man.
Agreement, and the U.S. attorney may save him. They let you know if you get in any trouble.
Well, PD was the right bait for Diddy considering the history between them. So when in July this year, the Las Vegas police initiated a search in a residence of Key D, they have stumbled upon a treasure, and there it was waiting to be found. It was an actual breakthrough for the investigation, as it helped the police to connect all dots in Keypede's story and finally start to work on the warrant to arrest the main culprit behind this shooting, and has determined there is sufficient evidence to justify the filing of this criminal indictment. Now Gain Deal is not directly saying that, yeah, come on, did he orchestrated the whole thing? But he might have just hinted at something pretty darn intriguing. He's been leading clues for the police here and there about how did she might owe Key a favor, and it seemed like it's all related to that unsolved crime. Keithy D has been shouting from the rooftops about knowing exactly what had happened and who is to blame in the whole thing. Little did he know that authorities were lurking in the shadows, watching his every move, and now the man is going to present his story in front of jury. Davis will appear in court in the next few days or so. It seems like Key D has actually played his role well, and now it is predictable end of Diddy's freedom as the police got everything they needed to incriminate him. Many people from the streets who knew the details of this crime for a while, but kept silent, are now carrying quite cryptic messages implying that the ICE have been chasing Diddy for decades. As IC said, "I think law knew exactly how this thing played out. I just don't really understand why it took law enforcement so long. The whole operation was apparently a distraction to get more evidence against the music mogul, and even the whole arrest with Keep Duck is just a smart game to trick Diddy into thinking that Davis is the one to blame." As IC continued, "It was a smart move. So my point is that with all the interviews and all the books where dude just happened to say it 100 times on interviews he did. I was in the car, he said it. Now it seems like the matter of days before the real arrest will follow." And Gandil says that even with all his money and connections, Diddy doesn't stand a chance in this whole story. Key D may have more to tell about Diddy than he told the first time. Well, the social media users have been holding their breath ever since, hoping to see the music mogul pay for this crime and maybe confess in other despicable and criminal activities. As one person commented, "I have the feeling Notorious V.I.'s case isn't as closed as we think and bet Diddy played a part in that." And another user added, "Can't wait until they get Diddy for Pokes and Biggie being erased from this thing we call life. Like they always say, follow the money and you will find die head of the snake." Well, as more details are surfacing, I'll be here to fill you in and bring more juicy bits on this story. And now I have a question for you guys. When will we see Diddy arrested for Tupac shooting? And will his ex-bodyguard officially testify against him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check my videos. Well, that's it for now.